Hello, I'm Keegan at Kunes RV, and we're going to be going over power systems inside of the unit. So this is going to be your fuse and breaker panel. A lot of them are going to look very similar. In this case, this unit is a 50 amp service, so you're going to notice you're going to have a big 50 amp main breaker, and then a few of your fuses or breakers being off to each side. In other cases, you might just have one smaller main fuse and then the rest of them to follow. If one were to trip, just like this, it's going to flip down, and you will actually have to push it down the rest of the way and then fully reset it, just like in a house. Otherwise, over here are going to be your fuses. They are all labeled and what they're for and what size they are. Most of them are going to be 15 amp fuses. You'll see variations between 5, 10, 15, 20, and even bigger. With these, a little red LED will turn on if the fuse is blown. From there, this fuse can just be pulled out. It is going to be a 2-prong automotive fuse. You can get them just about anywhere. From there, I would recommend having a few extras in your trailer at all times, just in case something were to happen. But that will pull out and just slide right back in. In your front compartment, or generally on the A-frame of the unit, you will find that you will have a battery box on the very front with your wires for your battery. I would recommend having a battery on the unit anytime you're going to be running any of your systems. But this here is going to be your positive wire. It is your red, and then your black is going to be your negative. Not all trailers are going to run the same color code as this one, so make sure you check on the unit. A lot of times there is a tag that'll tell you exactly which wire is for what. Other than that, you would connect your red to your positive, your black to your negative, and that will now give you your 12-volt power inside of the unit. On all of the new trailers, a lot of them are going to have this battery disconnect right up here. Right now, this arrow is facing towards the green. When it is disconnected, it is going to turn towards the red, indicating to you that it is disconnected. When that is disconnected, it is going to shut off all of the system's 12 volt inside of the unit. What that is going to do is it's going to make it so that way your battery will not die from being sitting in here when you are not using the unit. When you are now ready to use the camper, you're going to flip this back to green, so now that will give you power inside of the coach. When it is green, that will now make it so that way when you are plugged into your shore power, that will also charge your battery on the camper. The other time that this will also get a charge is when you are plugged into the 7-way plug on the camper and plugged into your truck. That will then give a charge line to this battery to also charge it as well. A lot of the newer units are also coming with solar power, or at least a solar prep. With the solar, that will now trickle charge your battery, so again, it will not be dead when you come back to use the unit. So plugging into shore power here, it's going to have a little ring on here you can disconnect. This cord will then turn a little bit and wiggle out. Once that is out, you will now be able to take that and put it in your front compartment. But when you are hooking up, you're going to slide that in. It only goes in one way. You'll tighten up that collar, and then down here you're going to have your cord. Generally, when you're plugging in at a campsite, you're going to end up wanting to get a site with power for the size of the camper that you have. So in this case, we have a 50 amp cord. So I would recommend when you call ahead to the campground that you try to get a 50 amp site. In the case that you can get adapters just like this, that you can go down all the way down to like a house outlet. With a house outlet though, you are not going to get the same amount of power into the unit as you would with your 50. So with 50, you can run everything inside this trailer with no issues. If you were to go down to a house outlet, that's going to generally give you about 15 amps worth of service. 15 amps is going to run all of your main appliances other than your air conditioner, microwave, and there might be a few other ones depending on the size of the camper, but those are going to be the two main ones that you would not be able to run with 15 amp service. If you were to go down to 30 amp service from a 50, you would still be able to run one air conditioner, your microwave, stuff like that, but you would not be able to run both air conditioners and all of your other appliances as well.